The Korean War, also known as the Forgotten War, was one of the deadliest conflicts of the 20th century. Here are some grim facts about the war that you might not have known. At least 3 million people lost their lives during the 3 years of fighting. That's more than twice the number of casualties in World War II. More than 100,000 of those were civilians. And the fighting didn't just take place on the battlefield. It also heavily impacted the home front. In fact, there were more refugees by the end of the war than people who had actually been killed. There were over 10 million refugees, which is almost a quarter of the entire population. Entire villages could be wiped out in a day, leaving behind only a handful of survivors. The war completely devastated the country's infrastructure. By the time the armistice was signed in 1953, more than half of all the buildings in the country were destroyed. This included homes, schools, hospitals, and even public transportation systems. The economy was in sharp decline, and there was widespread famine. In fact, the war is considered to be one of the main causes of the economic divide between North and South Korea today. But perhaps the most devastating legacy of the war is the lasting impact it had on families. Many families were torn apart during the conflict. When the North Korean army advanced into South Korea, hundreds of thousands of people had to flee their homes and abandon their loved ones. As the war continued, more and more people were killed or went missing. And even after the armistice was signed, many families never reunited. It's estimated that over 100,000 Koreans are still searching for relatives who disappeared during the war. The Korean War may be over, but its legacy continues to live on. The war not only resulted in the loss of millions of lives, but it also left a deep scar on the families and the country as a whole. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe so you can be notified when we release new videos like this.